Hi.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Okay, well, tell me everything.
A singer, songwriter, author. I'm a founder now, and I'm from New York. I was born in New York, but I've grown up in LA, so kind of both sides. Yeah. And
opposites.
Oh, really? Yeah. Way different, like completely different worlds.
I love that.
How about you? Where are you from? Tell me about you.
I'm from Maryland.
Oh, nice.
Silver Spring, Maryland. I was born in DC. My dad's from like Southeast DC, so like that's like my family.
Nice. Yeah.
I play soccer. I'm a forward, so I try to score goals. That's my whole, ambition.
Okay.
I'm so curious about you want to talk about being a founder.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
I founded this wellness community.
Oh.
Trying to figure out a way to bring all the different worlds that I'm interested in together. My music is a lot of self-love inspired music and, self-help and motivational. My art is like that too. So I formed this collective called the Homies DAO, and it's for artists and wellness, artist wellness, because there's not a lot of spaces for that. Artists kind of go through a lot of internal battles, when it comes to being in the industry and, striving for stuff. So I wanted to create a safe space for that.
Wow.
Yeah, and so that's what I created.
So when you say wellness, is that mental health? Or is it, okay.
So it's mental health, it's physical health. So me and my mom own a cycling studio in LA.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We have people come in, they spin with us, and then we take a break, and then we do some mental wellness stuff, where we talk to each other a little bit.
Congrats on that.
Thank you.
The parallels that you're describing with navigating the artist music world versus being an athlete are very similar.
Yeah.
It's very much a priority right now in sports, prioritizing mental health and wellness, and I've seen a lot of my teammates go on this journey. I have a nonprofit called the Black Women's Player Collective.
Nice.
Yeah, it's to support and promote young Black women in the sport and just get them around soccer, increase access as well.
Yeah.
So, but during Mental Health Awareness Month, in March, we do all these clinics around the country where we do yoga on the fields and we meditate. It's a global interest right now, I think, mental health, but seeing it kind of you talk about it in your industry and the parallel with our industry is really cool.
What are some mental struggles that you face in your field?
I think some commonly shared struggles that players face would be, and that I've specifically faced recently, are injuries, because you can't control them.
Never thought about that.
Yeah, because you do everything you possibly can to be prepared on the field, and usually what fails you is your touch or your own preparation on the day. You don't feel fast enough, you're not in shape.
Yeah.
But when an injury happens, there's nothing you could do. You couldn't foresee the tackle, you couldn't foresee the step. And there's something about not being able to reconcile with that lack of control that I think really drains people mentally. And then having to stay around the environment and watch other people do the same thing and thinking about how difficult your return is going to be. Are you going to be the same player? How long until you're going to be the same player?
I never thought about how that might play on you and pull on you.
Oh yeah. Is there any parallel to the...
There is. I think for independent artists, it might be a little different, but I think the struggle we face is feeling unseen. Right? And so if you think about how many artists there are in the world, right? And a lot of these artists have labels, but a lot of these artists that are independent are doing it on their own. They're funding things on their own. And so you do so much work and so much input, and then sometimes it can just fall on deaf ears, and then it's what was all that work for?
So I grew up with a single dad. He's really what drove me a lot when, other than love for the game and passion for the game, he always told me, and I'm sure I'm speaking in code here, you gotta be twice as good. Whenever I would complain about not getting something, well, were you twice as good?
Yeah.
You have to be undeniable. It can't be a question. It can't be, you can't leave it up to opinions. It has to be so black and white that you're this good. And I think his mindset and approach to it was always, if you want to do it, you need to put this much in.
Yeah.
He is what's shaped most of me, and I have no idea who I would be without him.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's really beautiful. I love meeting women who have great relationships with their dads.
Oh, amazing.
Cause it feels so good. My dad is also my hero.
Really?
Like, yeah, he is in music. He's a bass player.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and so whenever I would come out here, he'd play music all the time and teach me. You hear that in the background?
Oh my
Listen
God.
to that. Yeah, as I was kind of getting into the industry, he was, you know, warning me, okay, are you sure the industry is not like this pretty thing? And, you know, kind of explaining to me what it looks like. And that's why I was like, yeah, I don't want to be in the industry. I just want to, you know, be a psychologist. And then when that changed, he was like, are you okay? Well, we'll see. But he's been by my side along the way. My mom as well. She's been super supportive.
Do you use anything you've learned from psychology in your profession now?
I think that's why I care about mental wellness and like, how are you doing? I think that's where the root of that comes from, just kind of caring about like how people are and trying to inspire people to care about that as well.
If there was a piece of advice that you could give your younger self, what would you tell her?
You are so cool. You're really cool. And like being smart is cool. And like caring about music and, you know, your studies, that's okay. Like I used to think I cared too much about things that people didn't care about. You know, I grew up and I'm really proud of like who I've become, you know, since then, and being able to become who I want and attain what I want and like, you know, grow in that way. Yeah, super proud of myself. So
You should be.
thank you.
Yeah.
What about you? What would you tell your 10-year-old self?
I'd be along the lines of relax.
Mm-hmm.
You're exactly where you need to be.
Yeah.
Don't let the journey spoil everything. Like enjoy the journey, like find joy in all of these hard times and dream chasing and like striving for excellence, whatever. Just like enjoy it. Stop stressing about it. Just chill out.
Yeah, it'll be okay.
Yeah, it'll be okay. So you have a new-ish song. Can you tell me about it?
Yeah, I just wrote it about the need to kind of surrender things. I think sometimes we like to hold on to things and hold on to the way things are supposed to happen and like have an idea of the way things should be played out. And sometimes you just have to surrender. I'll tell you this, thinking you know your next move is your arrogance. Look at you with your big plans and intelligence, holding on to your stubborn goals with no evidence. That is heaven sent, but believe it's true. Gotta give space, gotta let go, gotta let it come to you. No, we don't chase, if it ain't forced, then we don't do pursue. If it don't stay, if it don't grow, then it's not meant for you. It's not meant for you. Hey. Sometimes you just gotta surrender, my nigga. Sometimes you just gotta surrender, my nigga. I can't go back to what it used to be.
Wow. adding to my feels playlist.
Yes, that's it right there.
Wow, no, it's so good.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you made that. I can't believe it's you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming back to New York just for little me.
Of course. Thanks for having me. I'm happy you liked the song. I got to play them for you, listen to them live, get to learn a little bit more about you. Yeah.
It was really nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too. Here we go. Okay.